So where do you guys go from here? Like, what do you look at? Do you watch some of these fights, see how they play out?
Nah, there's no options for us. We want to fight Keith Thurman.
No options, it's just Keith Thurman?
No, not at this time. There's no options. There's nothing else to consider.
That's the fight?
Yeah, that's the fight. That's what we fought Berto for, to get that fight. So the only way, they can make us happy is to make the fight.
And that fight, to me, was fight of the year last year. So it's not like
it was fight of the year last year.
Well, I mean, for me. So it's like, it's like
fight one time, 2 times.
So he's
absolutely.
He's got to be 2-time now.
Yeah,
he's got to give you 2 times.
We said that before we fought him. See, he was supposed to have been our next fight anyway. From the start, we were asking for 2 fights with that guy, so we didn't have to look for anybody else, because it's very hard for us to get a fight. As you can see, nobody will want to step in the ring with him after what he just did to Berto. That's just a really, really hard night. That's a hard night. Put on your hard hat and your gloves and your boots and go to work.
And that's something I guess maybe I should put out here is, it's really hard for a guy like Shawn Porter to get a fight, because there's no way to have an easy fight with Shawn.
It's always been hard. And we're talking about the first fight of his pro career, but we're talking about him fighting in the amateurs. He couldn't get fights. We're talking about...
Any crazy story from the amateurs? Because I go to the amateurs and they cancel fights all the time. Did you have to change names?
We used to fight out of the weight class.
And out of the age group.
Out of the weight class and out of the age group. I think he was 16 and he was fighting in 21 and over division. I know at 165 pounds, he fought his super heavyweight in the amateurs.
Really?
Do what you got to do.
How big was the super heavyweight? Did he have a 6-pack?
I think I probably knocked him out.
But did he have muscle definition?
Yeah.
Man.
All that. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. He was. I would say he was anywhere between 215 and 220.
So that's a big man.
And he was a Cincinnati fighter. So when Adrian was sitting right there watching one of his guys who weighed 200-some pounds get beat up by Shawn, he knew what was going to happen on fight night. He didn't want anything to do with that. But, he took the fight. And, that's another thing. How many of the guys that we fought, especially the guys that we lost to, are willing to rematches? None of them. Not one guy that we fought has ever called us for a rematch.
The Brook thing was ridiculous to me, and I don't want to get into it because
wanted nothing to do with Shawn after the fight.
And
he's
the
never
IBF
mentioned
moved
Shawn's
you
name.
out.
Yeah,
which how does a champ go from being a champ to not in the top 15? That's
not even top 25.
No, I didn't even know that. But that seems like you should just go down to the 5th spot if you're being honest, right? Because you're the champ.
Nah. If you were the champ, you did tops. You go into a 2nd or 3rd.
But I'm saying if this is like ridiculous stuff, you go 5. Like we can go, okay, now you're at 5. You lost bad. Like I could see like body, but to not even be ranked in the top 15,
they make their own rules and their own regulations.
It felt to me like it was like, okay, he's out of our system. We're gonna go to Europe, and we're gonna rank European fighters. That's what it felt like to me.
It is what it is. If you're not, 1 + 1 = 2. You saw what happened, and if you take a look at the landscape now, how many champions do they have now? 12, 13 world champions. So.
And they're selling, and what I guess the sad part is the business of boxing, the sanctioning fees and the site fees and the belt fees, the amount of money that a belt with the Wembley Stadium card compared to a title maybe in like pick a venue in the U.S., to me it kind of gives a little bit of credence to that.
Yeah, was it outrageous? I don't know, was it?
For which one?
For Wembley.
Yeah, it was 90,000 people. 90,000 people.
Yeah, I watched the fight.
But
I was talking about the sanctioning fee.
Oh, no. Oh, I'm sure the sanctioning.
We don't know what that is. They're not going to tell them.
They're not going to tell, but I'm just saying, like, I'm probably using the wrong words, but I'm just saying 90,000 people, and then whatever belt's on the line is going to take a cut of whatever that money is, compared to if it's in the U.S., and it's at, like, let's pick the USC Gallon Center.
Yeah.
That's a lot less money.
That they pushed 9,000 at the Barclays for my fight.
That's a lot.
I was pretty excited about that, and then it's over close to 250,000 watched live. No. I think 450,000 watched live, which was awesome as well.
And you were going head-to-head.
Yeah.
You were going head-to-head with a top-ranked pay-per-view, which people can laugh at, but it was Oscar Valdez, Miguel Mariaga, and that's a really tough fight, but it just wasn't pushed by people. That was a really hard fight.
There was an NBA game going on as well.
Oh yeah, there was a really so there's a lot of competition, and you got a lot of viewers, you know.
Mm-hmm.